In November 2023, MoYu released their last 3x3 series of releases of 2023, the Super WeiLong. It came in this massive bag, which contained this massive box. Yes, this bag can fit 18 3x3s, I've demonstrated that before. And this massive box, well, contains a lot of stuff, including originally this cube strap watch, which, yes, it can allow you to attach a cube to your wrist. Yeah, I don't know why anyone wanted this, nobody asked for this. Very few people seem to like it from what I can gather. But I guess this is the story of how MoYu ruined a good cube. Because, put simply, the Super WeiLong is an excellent cube. When GAN had all the issues with it popping and the previous versions actually being preferred by all top cubers, well, I don't know from a lot of cubers, but I really like the Super WeiLong, and it's probably been my main for the longest time in the past 2 years, probably, maybe even longer. Like, I've used it a lot, and I get the impression a lot of people would like it, but they just haven't bought it because it's so expensive and haven't really properly tried it. But yeah, this is it. So MoYu goes and releases 23 different cubes, I think I counted. That might be slightly off depending what you count as a unique cube. I made a video where I tried to recite all of them in a 1 minute short. But yeah, they release all these cubes, and then at the end they release this in this massive box and charge loads and loads for it. And of course it was pushed even slightly more because the big stores were forced to charge, well, up to £100 for the, well, $100 for the highest version, because MoYu control their pricing. Obviously my store's smaller, so MoYu don't control my pricing. I can charge what I think is correct. But the point is, MoYu tried to artificially inflate it even more than the wholesale price would dictate in general. I know some cube stores have pushed back on that with other MoYu products, such as the Super RS3 and V2. But yeah, they inflate the price, so it's really expensive. And then everybody thinks it's even more expensive than it actually is. So now, well, this basic £46 cube, people think, oh, it's like 70, 80 pounds, maybe even £100, because they don't know that $1 is less than a pound. Currently $1.25 to the pound, if you're interested. So people think it's even more expensive than it actually is, so don't bother even thinking about getting it. And then videos come out just mocking this, and they don't actually talk about the fact the cube is actually pretty good. And then MoYu release the lite version, which is the same cube in the box it should have come with originally. And I think the MoYu box is probably the one case where bigger doesn't appear to be better at my stalls. Because I noticed that when GAN reduced the size of their GAN Pyraminx box, sales went down at my stalls. Obviously it doesn't affect it online because nobody knows the size of the box, but I do believe that people decided to buy a GAN Pyraminx sometimes because the box was bigger than the WeiLong Pyraminx, because it looked more professional, whatever. When of course The WeiLong Pyramix is better. I think most people agree on that. There might be a few exceptions. I mean, a lot of the top Pyramixes even use Usual Magic. But again, this is a good cube, but it's been ruined by going so far over to such a big box, putting the price higher than it should be and making it seem even higher, so that it seems even higher than GAN, even though it's like actually slightly cheaper than the GAN 14 and doesn't have the issues of the GAN 14. So I guess the question remains, well, how good a cube is it? And should you actually ignore all this nonsense they've done and just get it? I haven't got the lite version yet, because ultimately I already have quite a bit of stock of the regular version, and the only difference with the lite version is it doesn't come with the watch and all the excess packaging. Guess what? The wholesale price is the exact same, to the penny. Which doesn't surprise me at all. So this is actually the cheapest version, the £46 8 magnet ball core and spring tensioning version. This was just the one I settled with. Like, I tried the other versions. This was the one I got my 8.4 second average of 50 on, which is still PB, pretty soon after getting it. And it solidified in my mind, it is a good cube. But as the time's gone on, it has seemed that people have just been put off it by MoYu's marketing. MoYu's over-promotion and weird gimmicks with it, and not actually focused on, well, is it a good cube? Does it turn smoothly? Yes. It lines up perfectly. It corner cuts as good as can be expected. There is an auto alignment feature which is useful and it works properly, unlike some of GAN's stuff. So let's have a look inside. Yes, it has got an edge magnet. I personally don't think it needs an edge magnet. I don't think that makes much difference at all, and even less so when you've got the 20 magnet ball core. But ultimately it's got the core magnet, the corner magnet, which is what actually matters and actually helps. So it's got the corner magnet there. I'm probably going to reassemble this wrong. And it's just got a good mechanism. I don't know how the mechanism just feels slightly better than the WeiLong V9 in my opinion. I don't know enough about cube mechanisms, but it just does. It just feels slightly better, slightly smoother. And maybe the plastic, something to do with plastic. I mean, it's UV coated by default. I don't really think that makes a huge difference, but like, there isn't an option with this one. So for the past few months, I have been using this as my main, while most people have just been put off it. And I think that's kind of sad. .28. First time solve of the day. Obviously one solve can't say much, but I think this is kind of the story of how MoYu ruined a pretty good cube in the eyes of most people. And it's kind of sad. So yep, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. And of course you can buy this at speakcubing.org or get any of the other cubes. There are hundreds of different cubes available.